What happens when respect turns to rage? When a champion's composure shatters in an instant? This week on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie Vaquer crossed a line that no one saw coming, launching a vicious backstage assault on Raquel Rodriguez that has the entire WWE universe talking. I'm breaking down every single detail of this shocking incident, what it means for both superstars, and where this explosive rivalry goes next. You do not want to miss this. What's up, Rumble Nation? Welcome back to Suplex Rumble, your home for the best wrestling breakdowns, analysis, and discussion on YouTube. If you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. And if you're already part of the family, drop a comment below and let me know, did Vaquer go too far, or was this attack justified? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intense backstage confrontations in recent WWE memory. Stephanie Vaquer, the brilliant Chilean wrestling technician who's been making waves since arriving in WWE, completely lost her cool and attacked Raquel Rodriguez in a moment that has everyone asking, what comes next? Before we get into the chaos, let's set the stage. For those who might be catching up, let me give you the quick background on these two incredible athletes. Stephanie Vaquer, she's a name that hardcore wrestling fans have been buzzing about for years. This woman has competed at the highest levels around the world, showcasing a technical wrestling style that's absolutely mesmerizing. We're talking about crisp chain wrestling, devastating submission holds, and an in-ring IQ that's off the charts. Since joining WWE, Vaquer has been on a mission to prove she belongs among the elite, and she's been doing exactly that week after week. Now, Raquel Rodriguez, Big Mommy Cool, is an absolute powerhouse. Standing tall with incredible strength and athleticism, Raquel has been a dominant force wherever she's competed. She's a former champion, she's got that natural charisma, and she brings an intensity that few can match. When Raquel steps into the ring, you know someone's going to get hurt. These are two completely different wrestling styles. You've got Vaquer's technical precision versus Raquel's raw power. It's a classic David versus Goliath story, except David has a black belt in making people tap out, and Goliath has a mean streak a mile wide. So how did we get from professional competitors to an all-out backstage brawl? Let me walk you through it. The tension between these two didn't just appear out of nowhere. Over the past several weeks, we've seen these competitors cross paths in ways that gradually turned respectful competition into something much more personal. It started innocently enough. Both women were climbing the ranks, both targeting championship opportunities, both proving they deserved to be in the conversation for the top titles in the women's division. In interviews, there was mutual respect. In the ring, they were both delivering incredible performances. But then, things started to shift. A few weeks back, during a number one contenders match, there was a moment, you know the kind I'm talking about, where the intensity went up a notch. Some stiff shots were exchanged. The referee had to get between them. After the match, you could see it in their eyes, this was becoming personal. Then came the verbal exchanges. Raquel, never one to back down from anyone, started questioning whether Vaquer had what it takes to compete at WWE's level. She suggested that international success doesn't automatically translate to success under the bright lights of Monday Night Raw. Those comments? They didn't sit well with the Chilean sensation. Vaquer fired back, suggesting that Raquel relies too much on size and power rather than actual wrestling ability. She challenged Raquel's technical skills, basically calling her one-dimensional. Fighting words in this business. Social media heated up. Backstage interviews got tense. The WWE universe started choosing sides. Everyone knew these two were on a collision course, but nobody expected it to explode the way it did this week. Alright, here's where things went absolutely off the rails. According to multiple reports and eyewitness accounts from backstage at Raw, the incident occurred in one of the backstage corridor areas, those areas where superstars are walking between the locker rooms, the gorilla position, and the catering area. Raquel Rodriguez was reportedly walking with a member of the production staff, apparently discussing her upcoming segment for later in the show. Everything seemed normal, just another night at the office for Big Mommy Cool. Then, out of nowhere, Stephanie Vaquer came charging around the corner with a look of absolute fury in her eyes. What happened next was pure chaos. Vaquer immediately went on the attack, shoving Raquel back against the wall. The production staff member jumped back, completely stunned. Other crew members and nearby superstars started shouting, trying to figure out what was happening. Vaquer wasn't holding back, she was throwing strikes, yelling in Spanish and English, completely unleashing months of frustration in a matter of seconds. Raquel, caught off guard initially, quickly fought back. These two warriors started brawling right there in the hallway, and it took multiple people to separate them. Reports say that referees, producers, and several other superstars rushed in to pull these two apart. But even as they were being separated, both women were still trying to get at each other, still shouting, still absolutely consumed by rage and adrenaline. Security eventually got involved, creating a barrier between the two competitors. Vaquer was escorted in one direction, Raquel in another, but the damage was done. The message was sent loud and clear: this rivalry just reached a boiling point. Here's what makes this so significant: backstage attacks in WWE aren't everyday occurrences. When something like this happens, it tells us that the creative team is investing heavily in this feud. They're building something special here, and both Vaquer and Rodriguez are going all in on making this feel real, intense, and unmissable. Narrator. So where do we go from here? Let me give you my analysis on what this explosive confrontation means for both superstars and the women's division as a whole. First, this attack establishes Stephanie Vaquer as someone who won't be disrespected or underestimated. For a talent who's still relatively new to the WWE audience, showing this kind of fire and intensity immediately elevates her character. She's not just a great technical wrestler, she's someone with passion, with emotion, with that warrior spirit that WWE fans absolutely love. Second, for Raquel Rodriguez, this keeps her positioned as a major player who attracts high-stakes rivalries. Champions and top contenders don't get randomly attacked unless they're important. This incident reinforces Raquel's status as a centerpiece of the women's division. Third, and this is huge, this sets up what could be an incredible match or series of matches. Think about it, you've got the technical excellence of Vaquer against the power game of Raquel, but now you've added layers of genuine animosity and personal stakes. That's the recipe for a classic WWE rivalry. I wouldn't be surprised if we see WWE book this match under special stipulations. Maybe a no disqualification match? A street fight? Perhaps even a cage match down the line? When emotions run this hot, a standard singles match sometimes isn't enough to settle the score. Fourth, this could be building toward a championship opportunity for one or both competitors. Often, the hottest rivalries in the division get rewarded with title shots. If these two continue tearing the house down, don't be shocked when championship gold enters the conversation. Narrator. Now, the WWE Universe has been absolutely buzzing about this incident, and I want to hear from you, Rumble Nation. On social media, fans have been divided. Some people are Team Vaquer all the way, saying Raquel had it coming after weeks of disrespectful comments. Others are Team Raquel, arguing that a backstage attack crosses the line and that Vaquer should face serious consequences. But here's what I think most fans agree on: this feud is compelling. This is exactly the kind of storytelling that makes wrestling so addictive. We're invested in these characters, we care about what happens next, and we're going to tune in every single week to see how the saga unfolds. The online wrestling community has been fantasy booking potential matches. I've seen people suggesting everything from submission matches to falls count anywhere brawls. The creative possibilities here are endless.